Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. I'm ashamed of myself because I didn't necessarily know this when I bought the ticket, but it is it's a super nice day, and I'm out here at the Palisades Center Mall. You can see I can't really see much because it's very bright, but I think Target's back there somewhere, and over there past the trees is the movie theater. And I'm in the parking lot because the mall is insane, and that was what I was really saying. As much as I'm disappointed in myself for being at the movie theater right now, I'm more disappointed that the mall is look at this lot is full on packed out right now. There are cars, everybody is out on a nice day in the mall or at the movie theater. Everything was crazy inside. I was like, I'm coming out in my car where it's safe and it's quiet and I can think, because I just saw a movie, and it was a movie that freaking kicked ass. What am I talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We are getting ready to dive in fresh out the theater, and spoiler free, of course, into Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I just want to make sure it's among and not amongst. I was watching something before where someone was asked that same question, why is it among or amongst depending on the scenario. Here it's Among Dragons, or Among Thieves. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. That's what we're talking about. This movie was freaking fantastic. Now, I won't lie to you, I'm a diehard nerd, so obviously Dungeons and Dragons speaks to me, but I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I only know about it mostly through media, and I've got enough of an idea, having watched some people play D&D over the years, how it works. And I gotta say, the original Dungeons and Dragons that came out, I went and I enjoyed when I was a kid, because I was a big Marlon Wayans fan, so anything he did I was just here for. I now understand why that movie's not great, but I understand better now why this one is. This movie really does feel like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and I gotta give credit there to the writer and director, John Francis Daly. It is really hard to see. The sun is right in my face. I picked a bad spot to park. But John Francis Daly and his co-writer Jonathan Goldstein, I think they really craft a good story here. The characters feel like the characters that would be, in a group that's in a campaign. I'm gonna get words and things wrong. Like I said, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons myself, but when you're building a group, this group feels like that. You got some heavy hitters, you got some people that you wouldn't expect to do things, and I would say that you got mostly mid to low tier level as far as power sets go. But as you go through the campaign, things pop up to help the crew along, and level themselves up as they go. And it's one of those, as you're watching, everything feels natural, everything feels earned, and at no time does it ever feel like this group couldn't do what they're doing. And like I said, the story and journey itself really does feel like a true to life Dungeons and Dragons kind of campaign, right down to the baddies. Your villains in this are great. I haven't really watched too many of the trailers, so I don't know who knows who is in the movie, but there's a couple villains, and they're excellent, and I was a little nervous about one of them because they're kind of reminiscent of another villain from a different movie that really did a lot of the same things, where they were just kind of there. But the third act of this movie is really what locked it in as a major win for me, because that villain proved they were badass. They get a sequence that's freaking stellar, and like I said, our main cast of goodies are just fantastic. I loved watching this group work together, and all I'm gonna say is I've seen at least one trailer, and we know that Chris Pine is basically a minstrel, and only Chris Pine, I think, could play this character and make it work, because Chris Pine is one of them super charismatic, charming guys. Anytime he's on screen, you just eat up anything. I've always said Chris Pine could play off a rock and you would believe that relationship. He makes the people that are around him better, and everyone that he acts around, you feel like they have a genuine connection and relationship. And you need someone like that to be the lead here, because all Pine really can bring more often than not is just a good game plan and the ability to shift gears on a game plan. And you need a guy that can make you believe anything. You would go with this guy anywhere because he can talk his way into it. And Chris Pine, I think, is probably just like that as a natural human being, which made him perfect for the role. And like I said, I think the script understands how to utilize each of the characters, what each of the characters means to the group. And then, like I said, the third act is the real winner here, man, because the finale, everything you build to, really does pay off. And then they caught me with an emotional beat I didn't see coming, man. I was sitting in the theater, tears rolling, man. They get the C-Man big time stamp of approval. When the tears roll, this is a real good movie. And it was something I didn't see coming. And what made me get teary-eyed initially was one thing, but then there was a second thing where I was like, this is really cool for like a select group of people. Like, there's a group of people that are gonna enjoy this movie for being a Dungeons and Dragons movie, but they're also gonna enjoy this movie for what happens in the third act, and I won't spoil it. But it is a really kind of like, when it hits, I was just like, oh, that freaking is cool. So I really loved the script, and then I thought what director, I'm so bad with names, director John Francis Daly did behind the camera as far as like building this world. Like, it feels like what it should feel like, and it looks right, and the camera takes you through the action scenes in this movie are great. They're fun, sometimes they're thrilling, sometimes they're scary, sometimes they're super clever, and everything that's at play, I think, really works as far as the movie goes. Even the score, like, the score fits the time period and type of setting you're going for, but it also, like I said, accentuates those thrilling moments and really kicks up the horror on some of the scary moments. I mean, if you know Dungeons and Dragons, you're gonna deal with some witches and some magic, and some of that is pretty creepy. And I just thought all of that stuff played really well. And then, like I said, I think the real win with this movie really does come down to its cast. And like I said, Chris Pine is fantastic. I mean, I don't know how to not love that man. You know what I mean? Like, he's just one of those actors, and he's perfect. He's perfect in the role. And how things play, like I said, it never feels like it's forced. It never feels like it's not earned or genuine. And that's probably my favorite thing about the whole group as a whole, and Pine in particular. And I tell you, man, I got stellar timing every time I do one of these. The person that's parked next to me is getting ready to leave. Oh, you can go. You're good, man. But yeah, I mean, Pine is absolutely fantastic. And I lost the whole cat. I swear, man, I can't do anything right today. It's so bright, I can't see. But Pine's absolutely fantastic. This movie really thrives because Michelle Rodriguez is there. Having a veteran action star in this movie really makes some of the action set pieces like shine, and her action set pieces in particular are fantastic. I love watching Michelle Rodriguez do anything. And again, like, being part of the group that she's part of, like, she just fits. I love her chemistry with Pine. Their characters in particular are very close to each other, and all of those elements, like, you buy them. But there's also this kind of like cool Drax-like quality to her, more so in her action, and sometimes just like some of her responses. But like, I was like, ooh, there was kind of like a little Drax vibe there. And then you get to Regé-Jean Page, who is, I tell you, if I had one criticism of this movie, he's not in it enough. He's so damn good, and when he gets his moment to shine, like, he's probably got my favorite action sequence in the whole movie. He killed it. I really could have used more of him, but he also has a Drax-like quality to him. More in the sense that, like, things go over his head because he doesn't really get, like, sarcasm, but like, it's the type of things that go over Drax's head kind of go over Regé-Jean Page's head sometimes. And that's one of the other things that I didn't talk about when it comes to the script that I love. The comedy in this thing is freaking fantastic, and it blends perfectly with the action as well as some of the more dramatic and serious and emotional moments. It just, everything from that standpoint works, and the people that you have delivering those things are just so good. And watching Page and Pine in particular bounce off each other is a lot of fun, because there's kind of like tension between them because of past things that have nothing to do with either one of them directly. But they really play off each other quite well, and it's like one of those things where I just, like, Regé-Jean Page really popped more than I expected him to pop in this. Justice Smith is another person who is just excellent. I mean, a wizard who's, like, sort of good. Like, he's the person who levels up continually throughout the course of the journey, which is a lot of fun, and he's perfect for it, man. He's that classic kind of nerdy, you don't think he can bring much, but then he surprises you again and again. And the surprises with his character in particular are a lot of fun. I really loved Sophia Lillis. Her character and what she does from a power set and what she kind of brings as far as being part of this group is great. And I just continue to enjoy everything that Lillis has done since the It movies. And she just continues to crush. Chloe Coleman, who plays Pine's daughter in this one, great not in it a ton, but she's definitely a big driving factor to the things that are going on with the group as they're trying to get her back, and she plays the things they ask her to play, I thought, really well. And again, feels really genuine. You buy everything that's going on screen. Daisy Head, so cool. She's badass to look at, and then like when she gets her moments, fantastic. And then, I mean, Hugh Grant, who doesn't love them some Hugh Grant? A dude can just do anything. He's always fantastic. And at the end of the day, you put this whole group together, they mesh really well on screen. It feels like this movie was probably a lot of fun to make, and yeah, you just walk out of the theater going, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I thought there was a group of like kids, because I saw like plastic swords and things, and I'm waiting. There is a mid-credit scene, so stick around. There's no post-credit. But they walked out of the theater. It was a whole group of people dressed up like they were either going to or coming from LARPing, or they were just like, you know, cosplaying like some D&D stuff, which I can totally, you know, feel and respect, because like Batman, Thor, Strange, we've done it a few times, you know. And that was, so they were walking out. I was like, do you guys love the movie? And they were like, dude, it was freaking awesome. And that's for me, that's the thing that I'm loving about March so far, is every time I walk out of a movie theater, I'm just like, that was fantastic. I had a good time at the movies today. And while I've been missing out on some sunshine getting out of work early, I really did have a good time at the movies today. So let's get the Sea Maniacs up. I'm going, I mean, it shouldn't shock you, I'm going with good things. I think what we get from direction and writing and score and all of your technical and movie elements, it's all there. It works. It fits what you're trying to do, and the different action sequences and things that are really fun visually in the movie work every single time. And then the comedy and the emotion and the drama are there, and this cast led by Pine, like, it's just fantastic. It's a great time at the movies. Like, it's one of those where I'm telling everybody to go see John Wick 4, because that is also a great time at the movies. But if you're looking for less gunplay and headshots and killing and more fun fantasy, good time with your family at the movie theater, that is what Dungeons and Dragons is, and I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Sea Maniacs. Dude, it was a great time, right? I'm telling you, dude. It's just like, at any time I park, there are 8 million cars here. The 8 people that have come into the lot have all been parked near me. But yeah, 4 out of 5 Sea Maniacs. I had a great time. Those guys had a great time. Literally everybody coming out of the theater, you could tell they had fun. My theater was packed. It was a good time. People laughed. They had fun. Like, everything you're looking for, I think, in a movie is here in this one. I think this is gonna be one of them sneaky, like, people go expecting one thing and come out going, damn, that was so much better than I thought it was. And I definitely smell a franchise here, and I think you'd be silly not to come back to it, because this was a lot of fun. I hope it does well at the theater, and I hope this and John Wick, you know, can both thrive and succeed next week. Like, I'd like to see a nice second week for John, and I'd like to see a good first week for Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, I'm going 4 out of 5 Sea Maniacs. I really dug this one. I'm getting in my car, going back towards my home, hitting up Port Chester's AMC to see John Wick a second time, because I love the movie that damn much. So I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna turn it over to you guys. What are you guys thinking? Have you seen Dungeons and Dragons? There was, like I said, an investor screening on Wednesday. There was every single car. It's nuts. It's just uncanny and crazy. But yeah, there was an investor screening on Wednesday. There's the screening today. So obviously this is out there. People have seen it. So if you've seen it, what'd you think? Keep it spoiler free. But did you have fun? Did you have a good time? Did you not have a good time? If you're a D&D fan, if you've played D&D, you guys know D&D better than me. Did it feel like a campaign? Like, this was something you could see people playing, and did it function and work the way you would want it to? Because I thought it did, right down to the creatures, and just it's just so fun. So did you guys enjoy it? If you didn't, I obviously want to know what wasn't working in the movie for you guys. And if you haven't seen it, have I psyched you up? You want to go see this movie? What are you thinking? Anything you got, man, good, bad, indifferent, on Dungeons and Dragons, on or Among Thieves, put it down below in the comments section. Keep it spoiler free, and I look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the Sea Man anytime, we're on the move, in the parking lot, talking, people around, crazy things happening. You want to show a little love and support because you just dig my vibe, because I don't know, man, I'm just out here watching movies, talking about them. But you like that, you want to see some more, hey, come join Sea Maniac Nation. Super easy. Jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the Sea Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the Sea Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got 2 video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those Sea Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.